This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information. Well, there may have been a program mix-up here. But with that, folks, we do have some late-night Monday evening programming on what we're calling C2C at night, basically a live open forum, viewer Q&A. We got a couple of panel members joining us on this pilot episode, like one night stand episode of C2C at night. We got the Sarge and we got Big B, and yours truly, Cal McClure, joining you here tonight. Tim, great to see you, man. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but yeah.
Close enough. Close enough. But good to see you, though, Tim. And, of course, Brandon Herrera as well joining us. Big B, thanks for staying up late over in the Twin Cities, my man. How are we doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing good. I mean, I think Sarge is going to be happy with his new Seattle Mariner addition that he can root for. But, what's on the tap for tonight for at night with C2C?
Honestly, I have no idea. This was an idea I conjured up, taking the dog out for a walk. Didn't realize that we'd be having like a program mix up with Bro Code not being on for a late Monday evening. I'm just getting over being sick last week, on top of going. So just like in perspective, now this is like almost like a, I guess, less tame version of Kicking It mixed in with some sports commentary. Like, I really don't know. I thought of a cool name for the program. Got a cool background. We got an astronaut holding a surfboard, like somewhere late at night on some deserted planet somewhere in the galaxy in the bottom left corner. I found a cool wallpaper, and I thought, like viewer commentary, viewer Q&A would be cool, and then maybe get some of the guys on just to kind of like, BS around and just kind of have a good time. I mean, Tim's already went and grabbed a couple bottles of liquor, so I mean, who knows what kind of rabbit hole we might go down. But honestly, it's a late night hang, basically, is what it is. It kind of in a way reminds me a little bit of where we were like 4 years ago when we would like maybe do virtual happy hour with our friends and stuff like that. So if you're viewing us, I mean, send in some questions, any comments. Again, we'll try our best to get to all those throughout the course of the half an hour or hour that we're here this evening. Here tonight on this Monday. Again, we had a bit of a program mix-up, just me personally, for anyone out there wondering about where Press Row was today. I literally am getting off of a very bad sinus infection over the past week. Caught it late on Monday into Tuesday. Tuesday, just in perspective, was kind of a day from, as Tim wrote in the host chat, a day from HE double hockey sticks, which involved, because it literally, guys, involved going to the dental office in the morning at 11:15 to get two root canals that had to be taken care of.
Ooh.
And then trying to go work a hockey game in the evening on top of being like 30 feet below water with no scuba gear on, with how I've been sounding voice-wise from the weather change. Very bad rainstorm came through town on Monday. So I've been fighting off the pain of the teeth and then fighting off the cold and stuff, and was not able to really do any programming and was still trying to take it a little bit easy until this stupid idea of mine came around, though. But that's where things are at right now.
A bad rainstorm? Did I hear that right?
I mean, if you... Well, I know everyone's like, well,
wait, you got two drops? California. You got two drops, and like, oh no, the town.
Not even two drops, more like a month's worth of rain in 8 hours is what they were saying. Like it's like it became like the fourth like wettest day in city history, dating back to 1769. They were saying. So I think they said it was like 3 or 4 inches within hours, like literally a whole entire neighborhood in downtown San Diego. was so severely flooded that people's homes have been affected. They've been setting up a lot of Red Cross ordeals. Local charities have been stepping in. Like, it was a very historic rainfall that came through town. Now, thankfully, my neck of the woods didn't really suffer a whole lot, but friends of mine who live in low-lying areas by the river, in the valley, down the hill from my house, this one particular neighborhood in near downtown was absolutely underwater. People's vehicles were moved from their parking spots, like went down, like literally went down the streets, basically. And it was like top 4, top 5 wettest days in city history, where it was like 4, 5, 6 inches of rain, like basically like a month or 2 months worth of rainfall all came through at one given time. And again, storm drains here aren't very well kept up, sadly, in the city, countywide as well, because we don't when it doesn't rain like 300 days out of the year, the days it does rain, it leads to stuff like this, sadly. And it's not just in San Diego; it's all of Southern California, part of the Bay Area, the Central Valley as well. But thankfully, some friends of mine were affected, but they're getting back on their feet very, very, quickly and stuff. If we do have more rain, yikes, coming on Thursday, which could be adding more kind of fuel to that fire already as is. But thankfully, me and my parents weren't affected. My some friends were, but weren't affected as well. But other than that, this is kind of that time though here locally where the rain does come very often. January through March, I'd say, is kind of like where it's extremely wet. Maybe in the April part of May. But certainly Monday was a whole different beast than maybe some other, winters of the past, though. But that's enough for me blabbering right now. But Sarge, how's everything going, though, man? I know that your pod is pretty close to getting on the air. I think it's a very cool project you've been working on, though, for something that you're very passionate and driven about to do in your spare time. But maybe give the viewers out there, the one person who is watching, again, at this very lastly thrown together program, they'll like maybe some insight though about what's going to be coming with your new podcast endeavor pretty soon.
Well, first I want to say I hope you're singing "God Bless Africa."
Oh,
yeah. So I'm passionate about like outdoors and conservation as well with that. So I am trying to put together kind of like a hunting podcast to document my travels and everything. But I was going to go duck hunting and my uncle decided to say, no, I'm not going duck hunting. So I was hoping to get a whole bunch of cool shots with that and trying to get a camera that mounts onto the gun so you guys can see my horrible misses when I do try to shoot that thing. So it's if you guys have ever seen the show Meat Eater, it's kind of geared towards that. And speaking of Meat Eater, I'm actually going to this sportsman show, hopefully this coming Friday. And there's another podcast, or it's actually another show called Fresh Tracks with Randy Newberg. And he's actually going to be there doing like a 2-hour movie premiere or something like that. So hoping I can catch that. Take the kids to a free fishing thing that they have going on there. So that's what it's more geared towards. America.
And again, folks, Sarge will have that project starting pretty soon, though. Again, just trying to work out some schedules, as we've been kind of saying here. Mr. Herrera, man, I know that you're coming off the Royal Rumble this week, and I'm sure that there'll be more commentary on Tuesday during Between the Ropes with our wrestling crew, though. But maybe Brandon, though, as well. What was on the last episode of Rankin' with yourself and our good man Tim Hendricks last week?
Well, last week we finished up our states covering the weird laws and, just going over the list and, just can't believe some of the weird laws just makes you want to think who was the first to do certain things like, take a gorilla to a movie, which was outlawed in some states, or, can't mow your neighbor's yard using your lawnmower, stuff like that. Just, so it was a fun time to do. Our next, tomorrow or this morning, I guess, we're going to be here in the Midwest. We're going to be doing birthdays. So we like doing the birthdays for celebrities and stuff. So, yeah. So that's what we've been up to on Rankum.
So you can catch that program, folks, in about, say, if you're in the Midwest, 7 hours, roughly 9 hours. If you're in the Midwest, at
Yep.
already after midnight in Brandon's neck of the woods, out there in the great state of Minnesota.
Where there is no snow right now.
I actually, Brandon, heard from a friend of mine who lives in Richfield who said it was like 75 and sunny back there, and it's already shorts weather out there.
Yeah, it felt like it. It's been about mid-40s for the last few weeks, touching 50s here and there. But yeah, it's not a typical winter here, and I'm kind of getting worried because, Callan, as you know, pitchers and catchers report here in February, and we don't have the dome no more. So I don't know how this is going to affect baseball if we get snow later on.
Yeah, that is a concern, though, especially, Brandon, because I know that you and Tim talked about that kind of at length on Rankum a few weeks ago about, what would you do if you were like, league commissioner for a week or for a day?
Yep.
And, I kind of actually thought about that, but in regards to like the retractable roof or the soft roof on the building or on the stadium, I should say, because, I've only been to SoFi Stadium once since the Spanos family franchise left San Diego for LA. And I didn't go to a football game. I went to a concert. I took my dad to see the Rolling Stones there in October of 21. And we had seats practically, I'd say like in the end zone, basically like upper, nosebleed, upper level. Like the stadium was beautiful. But for a concert, though, with how they built that stadium with the, it's a dome stadium, but it's a soft style roof, if that makes sense, though, because it's an open air stadium in the end zones. Like you can still, I believe that one of the first year that fans were able to come back to games, they actually had to delay a Raider Charger game because though there was lightning in the area, despite there being a dome on the stadium, they still let the outside wind and outside factors in the end zones. They had to delay the game for like 20 or 30 minutes because of lightning being in the area. And certainly, though, Brandon, I would definitely think that would be or would have been the smart thing to do, though, because especially, Brandon, I don't quite understand, though, why the Vikings got the dome stadium and not the Twins. Like, was there maybe something in the legislation that the Twins wanted an open air ballpark? Or I know that the Vikes, of course, did hold a Super Bowl there fairly recently, but maybe, Brandon, why did you perhaps believe, though, or why do you think maybe that the Twins elected to go the route of no dome on their new ballpark?
I don't know. They're saying that the stadium is still designed to put the dome on later or retractable later. So there's still some hope. I think it was just a money saving bit to get the stadium built. The reason why the Vikings got it, I think they presented it as more of an entertainment facility for monster trucks, for concerts, for wrestling, even
Super Bowls,
a chance
Final Fours.
Yeah, and I know the U.S. Bank is also kind of designed that they could still play baseball in there.
I think the Gophers do play there because of the weather.
Yeah, once in a while.
Start the season.
Yeah, I think they do some practices and stuff there, but I would have liked to see a retractable on Target Field, but we'll see where it goes down the road. But I mean, having open air baseball is also nice too. So,
yes,
absolutely. And Sarge, I'm sure that you don't miss the days of the Kingdome, right?
Well, I've never been to it, so I can't really say anything about it.
Because I've heard great stories about T-Mobile Park. I still call it Safeco Field, though, up in Seattle. And certainly, I watched the Winter Classic when the Kraken hosted the Golden Knights there, and sellout crowd, and them having all the Mariner greats and the Seahawk greats show up to the game was very amazing and stuff like that. And Tim, I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that, though, again, because Brandon and Tim kind of talked about this at length a little bit on Rankum a few weeks ago about maybe requiring maybe not all the ballparks or stadiums in pro sports to have some type of a dome or a roof on it. I know this kind of came to light, though, fairly recently in regards to when I believe there may have been a few fan deaths in KC at Arrowhead, or that they were suffering from hypothermia because of how the weather was when they played the Dolphins. But Tim, maybe what would you probably say about maybe going forward if more teams may look to go that route perhaps in the future?
You can know what, this sports like baseball and football were made to play outside, and that's my firm believer on that one. And I get it. I get there's like a conversation regarding about player safety and fan safety and so forth. But what happened in Buffalo? They get that at least once a year, and they have the equipment
Yep.
to at least to remove the snow safely, and fans can get there safely because fans were actually shoveling the sidewalk so they can get there. So, and you saw the video of the fans sliding down the slide trying to remove snow. That's gonna probably be me in 30 years. So, but I honestly think that sports should be played outside. And you know what? That's me. Like, or T-Mobile Park. I mean, yes, it has a retractable roof, but it is still outside because the wind still blows in and everything else. But other than that, it needs to be played outside. That's my true feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree, and especially though, like the lore and nostalgia though too of like the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, the Bears playing for so long at Soldier Field, the Bills, of course. You know, Marv Levy had the great quote though in the Four Falls of Buffalo 30 for 30. When it's too cold for them, it's just right for us. Like, you know, there's lore and nostalgia when you think about teams playing outside. And to get to a couple of comments real quick, Christy Wilson says that the main big stadium she's been to, AT&T Stadium in Arlington.
That was.
And I would probably say other than SoFi, I've been to the Rose Bowl a couple times for college football and for some USA soccer exhibition games against like Ireland and a couple other teams. I've been by the LA Coliseum, never stepped foot in the Coliseum, but been close enough to it. Been by Allegiant Stadium and by State Farm Stadium in Glendale. But I would probably say that'd be like the only like big, like monstrous 100,000 other than SoFi that I've been to or been by. And Christy further says that the Bills did hire people to shovel the snow up their stadium, $20 an hour to go out there and shovel. And want to get to one more quick comment from my good man, Greg Suddy. Cal, we will miss you at the Sockers. Thanks for the memories. We're not done yet, though, Greg. We still got a playoff run and hopefully a title to win before it's all said and done after 11 years behind the mic for the team. Yeah, for indoor soccer here locally in San Diego. For those of you that may or may not have heard about that, but I did air this out on Press Row back in November, but it was a very like infamous episode because I forgot to turn off the background intro music and it looped for the whole entire show.
I can be
so here I am, like, you know, this very like long, like, you know, it wasn't any of that. It was like a lot of like, you know, hard. It was a. It may have been, but it was not. It was a whole different built-in track from StreamYard that looped over this whole like hour and a half like monologue. But again, due to some factors out of my control with scheduling and with logistics, I can't make the transition to the new building that's being built for the Sockers up in North County, San Diego. Work next season due to multiple factors with scheduling and logistics and stuff like that. So
what's indoor?
That's more along the lines of what's been going on. What was that?
What is indoor soccer?
That is that team that Greg's referencing is, other than the San Diego Gulls back in the early 90s, they're the only team who's won not just one, but won 16 championships in San Diego sports history. They've been around since 78. And we were actually, Tim, just up in your neck of the woods up in Kent playing the Tacoma Stars last night up in Kent at the Accesso Shower Center up there in Kent, Washington.
I don't feel like getting shot, so I stay away from there. So I actually been to that. Yeah. I've been to that. That's where they actually have a hockey team there.
I think the T-Birds play there still.
Yeah, I went to one game there, and all I can remember is saying the fans chanted "Everett sucks," and that's all I remember from it. Go team!
Because I believe that Seattle and Everett have got to be like, you know, pretty big rivals up there in the WHL for sure. But definitely, definitely for sure. There's, you know, and that's something though that I absolutely have, you know, that. You know, I've loved seeing, you know, on kind of like on that indoor soccer ordeal, though, is like It's a sport though that I've known about, but again, I like I wrote though this past week. I was born 30 years ago, so I was born after the Sockers had their very big run, and when the sport was like at their apex. Like they had games on ESPN, they were on USA. The league was like at 20, 22, 24 teams. It was a nationwide league. Like it had, respect back in those days. And I think when leagues like that, and I even would even consider this, and this is not even a diss on the sport though, but sports like indoor soccer, indoor football, even, it's hard when they go away for a long time to kind of build the fan interest back to what it was or what it is. And certainly, when you have teams in our league like the San Diego Sockers, the Tacoma Stars, the Dallas Sidekicks, the Harrisburg Heat, the Baltimore Blast, like legendary American soccer franchise names that have been around for 30, 40, nearly 50 years, though, and they're still playing. But again, they have stopped, they've started, they stopped, they've started. And just in retrospect, when I was growing up in the mid 90s, late 90s, the Sockers, like I said, were already past their 10 titles in 11 seasons across the NASL, the MISL, and then the Major Soccer League. They went to the CISL, the Continental Indoor Soccer League, where it kind of began tapping into Mexican city markets and Canadian markets, and was also held over the summer because Jerry Buss, the owner of the LA Lasers at the time, and then the Anaheim Ducks ownership group and the Sacramento Kings and the Dallas Mavericks all said, we want summer sports revenue. Let's start a new soccer league. And they went to San Diego, they went to Anaheim, they went to LA, they went to Sacramento. I think they tried Vegas, they went to Phoenix and Dallas, and some teams were brought back in. And the league really didn't work out to what it used to be, because I think that the interest had kind of just died out, basically, and stuff of that nature. But Sarge, if you want to throw a topic out or just, throw something out there, please go ahead and do so.
Well, I named a horse.
Of course.
What'd you name the horse?
Mayo. Mayonnaise.
Good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I was actually listening to like my kids, like they have these like little things called Yoto players, and they're listening to like some type of joke is like every time I end a question, you gotta answer it with a sausage. And one of the questions is like, "Hey, I'm in bed." It's like sausage. So yeah, that was
boy.
Cool. So yeah, go team.
That's something else for sure. Brandon, anything else you'd like to throw out there?
Man, I mean, Kellen, I know you kind of keep up with the hockey, and I kind of been busy. You know the status of how the women's hockey league has been doing?
Man, honestly, so far so good, to the point where they are being invited this weekend to the NHL All-Star Game festivities in Toronto. They're going to be having a full-fledged 3-on-3 game between so all 6 teams have already sent they've sent players into Toronto, or they're going to be sending players in to Toronto, and they're going to be playing. I think Billie Jean King has a team against someone else who's a part of like the Board of Governors, I believe, and they're going to be playing a full-fledged 3-on-3 period, I believe, during the weekend for the All-Star festivities, I believe. I also did hear, I think, that the NHL is tweaking the skills competition, where I believe it's going to be the same 12 guys in every event for $1 million prize pot now, I believe, to kind of entice viewership, I'm guessing. But regardless, though, from what I've been seeing, though, Brandon, and what I've been hearing, though, is games are still being sold out. I think they're still averaging at least between 7,000 to 8,000, if not more. I know that the Minnesota team played that game fairly recently at Xcel Energy Center, and it was a full-blown sellout, where I think they had to open up the upper level of the building last Saturday. So definitely right now, Brandon, I'd say that so far, since we last talked about it on Sports Minute a couple of weeks ago, that so far they're doing business the right way, and it's good to see.
So they're drawing more than the Oakland A's and the Tampa Bay Rays at their home games. Okay.
Can confirm. And I would even...
So is the other manager, so you got Billie Jean King, right?
Yes.
Please tell me Bobby Riggs is on the other side.
I wish, but he's not. It would have been great, though, if that was the case.
That'd be great.
There, and by the way, for those of you who live locally here in San Diego, there's actually so our arena guys, the arena bar downstairs, like the big like arena club, basically for all the high rollers. My brother's company is the one who put all the pictures up. His graphic design company put all these photos up of like big events that have happened at the sports arena. One of them happens to be Billie Jean King playing in the first incarnation of World Team Tennis, playing here in San Diego back in the day. So definitely a sporting icon for sure.
What type of tennis? Role playing?
Yeah. No, there was a league back in the early 70s called World Team Tennis.
I
Tennis.
swore I heard role playing. So.
I thought he said role playing too.
I'm like,
World Team, the WTT. But yeah, there's a photo of her up here at the arena down here in San Diego, and certainly she's been a great ambassador and trailblazer and pioneer for the game of tennis in general. Now here she is making her mark with professional women's hockey. Honestly, guys, just kind of thinking about some stuff here and whatnot, and honestly, I don't know, like, what other directions we really could go. I mean, we can go to music. We can go to a lot of different things, though. I mean, I kind of guess, or just kind of like thinking about some music recently, other than what's going on with, the Super Bowl coming up, though. Sarge, this did, though, to come to mind, though, because I know that, I think we talked about this probably fairly recently on Entertainment Hour a while back about the halftime show for the Super Bowl, that there's always those pockets of individuals who always seem to be ready to throw whipped cream pies and tomatoes at the act that they choose for the game, for the halftime show. Sarge, what do you believe is still your number one all-time favorite Super Bowl halftime show?
Oh,
Who would it be?
Man, I have two. Actually, three. Yeah.
No, go for it.
So I love Michael Jackson. That was like one of my favorites because, like, if you remember, he just stood on stage, like, just standing there, and they're like, "Is he gonna play?" Then Michael Jackson does his thing. Tom Petty, because I love classic rock and roll.
Good man.
And I wish Van Halen would. I wish Van Halen was selected to play it when they were saying, "Hey, we want to be in the Super Bowl." And Taylor Swift was like, "No, you can't be in the Super Bowl because I'm in the Super Bowl now." But I did like it when it was Eminem, Snoop Dogg in there because
when in LA.
Yeah, in LA
2 years ago.
You can see Snoop Dogg on the couch lighting up a toke. He's toking up on the couch. I was like, that's perfect. But other than that, you know what? That's the time where it's time to get more beer and more chicken wings, usually.
Yeah, keep ordering DoorDash, get more pizza.
Oh, no, I don't do that. No. No DoorDash here. I live too far.
Plenty of hard liquor, though, and plenty of alcoholic social sparklers for sure. Brandon, how about you? Best Super Bowl halftime show.
Well, I mean, definitely the Michael Jackson one still sticks out really strong. Prince, when he was the Prince halftime, what was that? Mid 2000s, I think, and it started raining when he was singing Purple Rain, so that was
how fitting.
Yeah, how fitting was that? And then honestly, I got it. Even though it was here, I think the Justin Timberlake halftime show here in Minnesota was really good. I don't know if many people know, but Prince was about to sign a contract to be the halftime show of that Super Bowl before he unfortunately passed away. So he would have been the first two-time, I think, headliner for the Super Bowl at that time.
That would have been something.
Yeah.
Multiple times Super Bowl halftime show. That would have been pretty sweet.
See, I was hoping you were saying like the first time. Well, Justin Timberlake then is a two-timer, isn't he?
Yeah, because of the wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah,
that was I forgot about that one. I mean,
because that's the only thing. That's the only thing that damn game is remembered for, other than Vinatieri's game-winning field goal, is the fallout. Like for like at least 2 weeks, 4 weeks after the game, everyone was still talking about what happened at halftime of that game.
Well, that definitely changed the way we are seeing live TV in some aspects of the thing. Some are delayed, and some are fully live. So that changed a lot.
They weren't lip syncing that one, were they?
No.
Because I know for a fact that when Bruno Mars and the Chili Peppers performed in New Jersey, that I believe that one was tape delayed, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? When I first saw it happen, do you know the first thing that came to my head is like, it's Bedazzled. That's the only thing that came to my head. With the barrel, with the what am I thinking about? Janet Jackson thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was weird.
It was Bedazzled.
Yeah, it was definitely weird.
Printed into here.
I think I just remember like the fallout of like the last cut, like the days after the game, like they were talking about it, and oh, is CBS going to get fined? This and that, blah 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 blah. Like that was like the lead story, like for weeks on end after the game finished up. Like that was all that we were talking about at that point in time of that of that Super Bowl. I mean, I think I agree with you guys. Michael Jackson comes to mind, Prince, Justin Timberlake doing like the tribute to Prince, in Minneapolis at US Bank Stadium. I honestly, I don't know if like anything else like even recently comes to mind. Now, I would agree though with Tim though about like the hip hop tribute from Snoop and Eminem, Mary J. Blige in LA when they had the game at SoFi when the Rams played the Bengals. But, and I know that like every year, though, that the game or that the halftime show always comes under like severe scrutiny of like, no, it's not this. Oh, why is it this? I get it, but still,
But that's just with music in general. You can never make
I agree.
every crowd happy, So, because I used to DJ for a little bit, and if Tim Hendrix is on, he'll even tell you just can't make everybody happy with certain songs you play in certain genres.
Yeah, and I would agree, though, having friends who, either work with me at Gulls games, soccer's games, friends of mine who DJ in the NBA or NHL, like they know, like the players get their time, and I say that in regards to you only get your devoted warm-up time on the clock. So in hockey terms, you get 18 minutes or 16 minutes to get your mix of what you want played. Then after that, we have to appease the crowd. Otherwise, we're not doing our job. So, and I think the other thing, though, that always comes to mind, though, is like when a team does a theme night. We recently did a country night for a Gulls game against Iowa. Country music practically all night. Later in the season, we're doing an emo night in early April.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at Blink and all the notable pop punk, pop rock, groups. My Chemical Romance comes to mind, for example. Sum 41, Tim, can you name drop anybody else?
Well,
All American Rejects.
Soup, Good Charlotte, the Arctic Monkeys, Sublime.
Yeah, Sublime. Brandon?
I mean, like speaking of the shows, I wish I could see a country show, like a country artist doing a halftime show. Like imagine if like Garth Brooks in his heyday.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Oh God, he is a fun show.
Awesome. That'd been awesome, but cheers.
Speaking of Garth, it was pretty cool because all of us on this panel probably vaguely remember well that Garth Brooks was a Padre at one point in time during spring training. So it was funny because when Garth came and played at Petco, a high majority of Padre fans that went had Garth Brooks's name on the back of jerseys from the time that he was playing for the Padres in spring training, which I thought was absolutely amazing. It was really cool.
That's when he became Chris Gaines.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it was really cool. And Garth Brooks still has the Sports Arena record, I believe, for number of tickets sold. Like he literally played like 3 shows in one night and sold like 54,000 tickets at the arena here, which is like a new arena record, I think, for tickets sold for a show, and you know he always loves coming here. I know that for a fact. And
Well,
you know,
he
but seeing all these Padre fans go to this concert wearing Brooks 7 on their jerseys for this one night was just really, really cool.
yeah. Well, I know when he first went back on tour, he came to Minnesota and he did 2 weekends, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and he had 2 shows per night. And I don't know
Oh, good
how he
for
could
him.
have done it, but nah, he's definitely a good entertainer. It would be nice to see him and maybe Darius Rucker, maybe even throw Dolly in there back in her heyday and kind of get them to do a big collaboration of a halftime show.
Will Dolly be wearing a cheerleader's outfit?
The Dallas Cowboy one?
Am I the only one, though, that actually thinks that Chris Stapleton did a really good job with his cover of In the Air tonight for Monday Night Football's pregame introductions on ESPN?
I did not see it.
Say again, Sarge?
Hi.
No, I honestly, I mean, I thought it was great because I was actually thinking about this too a little bit on the music realm, though, is a lot of like those notable songs. Like, I mean, I wouldn't even say notable, it's like, songs in general that gets written by one artist and then there's a cover version out there that might be good, maybe as good, if not better than the original. And I always like asking friends of mine about that. So, Brandon, I'll throw this one out to you first, though. Better version of Fly Like an Eagle, the OG version by Steve Miller and his band, or the Space Jam remake by Seal?
Ooh, man, that is tough because I mean, you talk about covers. I just thought of a couple, but I don't know. I think I guess I would have to kind of listen to both, back to back. But I guess I would have to go with Seal, for Space Jam.
Tim, what do you think? Better version of Fly Like an Eagle, Steve Miller band who wrote the original, or the cover by Seal for Space Jam?
I had Michael Jordan as a kid, Seal. Because I want to fly.
I mean,
Eagle.
Yeah, I would go with Seal. But I have seen Steve Miller perform live at the Orange County Fair, and I think it's better live because they have the very long, sustained synth intro to Fly Like an Eagle. It's not the radio edit version.
Mm-hmm.
So Randy Cox agrees, guys. Randy says the Seal version was better.
Well, that's the first time he's agreed with anybody tonight. So,
so okay, that version comes to mind. Brandon, what throw one of your covers out there.
I've seen this guy. I've seen Darius Rucker twice, or actually, I've seen him 3 times live. Twice he was the headliner. One time he was just a kind of a warm up band or guy. But he ends each of his sets that I've seen, and I think he does it more in the Midwest, and I think he kind of does it wherever he goes. And he picks a Prince song, and of course he did Purple Rain, and I gotta say, he definitely covers that one really well. I mean, Prince does it the best, but no, he covers it really well. I think if you guys YouTube him, there's a couple clips of him singing it, but he does a very good job of that.
Good one. And ending it with Purple Rain's a good one is always a good choice. Sarge, maybe give us a cover and OG version of a song.
Oh, Along the Watchtower with Jimi Hendrix and Dave Matthews redid it also.
Ooh. Because Bob Dylan wrote the original version of that song, right?
Oh, I know.
Or did he cover it too?
I just know a lot of drugs were involved. I don't know.
Honestly, I'd probably go with the Jimi Hendrix version of that song too.
Oh, and also, it was on the regular Xbox, Need for Speed 2. It's Riders on the Storm. I forget who originally sings it, but
Ooh.
Snoop Dogg redid it.
Snoop.
Snoop Dogg.
Him lighting up that joint at the Super Bowl is still going to be like the most notable moment of the past couple of years. Oh, okay, guys. Randy has one for us. Better version of the song Hurt, Johnny Cash or 9 Inch Nails?
Ooh.
See, I'm not a 9 Inch Nail guy, so I would have to go with Johnny.
Today.
I would have to go with Johnny Cash because I'm not a 9 Inch Nail fan.
Well,
Sarge?
I cannot get my nails 9 inches, so I like the Cash version. I mean, come on.
Yeah, all in favor of Johnny Cash. I don't even like. I can't say I've actually heard the 9 Inch Nails version.
Yeah,
I just remember 9 Inch Nails being on a T-shirt that Brie Larson wore in Captain Marvel. That's literally it.
Really? Oh.
That's literally it. I don't even think
The
I even have it in my
The
library.
Hand That Feeds. Such a great song.
Randy agrees that he thinks that Johnny Cash did it better too.
are we sure we're talking to the right Randy Cox? Because he normally doesn't agree with a lot of things what we say.
He got hacked.
He got hacked.
He got hacked. Okay, how about so I did a quick little Google search. Better version of Walk This Way, Aerosmith or Run DMC?
Aerosmith.
Brandon?
Yeah, I got to go Aerosmith. But if I recall, I think they did a remake together
They
too.
did a
with
remix and a collab together. Yeah.
Yeah, the collab together is really good too. But yeah, I got to go with. I mean, I like Run DMC. Grew up with that generation of rap, but Aerosmith definitely did it better.
Yeah, I think Randy's been hacked.
I think Randy's been hacked too. Yeah.
I mean, I am too, but having seen Aerosmith play in person, I do know that Steven Tyler does change the words to match the remix version from the Run DMC version. But
so
still, I like the original.
Here's one, and I think the song came out actually, at the same time or a year later. All for One. Oh God, no, I can't think of the name of the song. And John Michael Montgomery did it too. Oh God, I just had it in my head. Oh my God, Callan, type it up quick. All for One.
What's the song we're looking for?
It was sang by All for One and John Michael Montgomery both sang it. I think it was definitely in the mid '90s. Oh, I can't even think of the name of the song now.
It's the Friends song. I'll be there for you.
Is it called? Is it? I swear.
I swear, yes. I swear, yes.
Is that
I swear.
Is that the Backstreet song? I swear by the moon and the stars.
No, that's All for One and
waiting for.
Oh, we're gonna bust into a little karaoke here.
By the moon and the stars.
But they did a collab a few years ago with that song, All for One and John Michael Montgomery. So that was actually pretty cool.
Okay. How about Knocking on Heaven's Door? Bob Dylan or Guns N' Roses?
Guns N' Roses. Bob Dylan can't sing. Great songwriter, but he can't sing.
Yeah, I gotta go with Guns N' Roses.
Okay, Sarge, who can't sing? Bob Dylan or Eddie Vedder?
Bob Dylan. Everyone likes to get stoned.
Who can't sing, Bob Dylan or Randy Cox?
I always say Eddie Vedder because of even flow in him with his gibberish garbage of lyrics.
Like that, right?
Yeah, whatever it was.
Oh, I got one.
Okay, how about the Alan Merrill and Jake Hooker version of I Love Rock and Roll or Joan Jett and the Blackhearts?
Did you say the Hooker version?
Jake Hooker is the name of the guy who was singing with him. Alan Merrill and Jake Hooker, who wrote the original version of I Love Rock and Roll, or Joan Jett and the Blackhearts?
Joan Jett.
Yeah.
No, what? This is not the correct Randy Cox. I mean,
Oh, I'm sure we'll find one cover of a song here that Randy probably won't agree with. Okay, how about
I got one.
go ahead? What you got?
Okay, I got Sound of Silence, Simon and Garfunkel, or Disturbed.
Brandon, what do you think?
That's one I probably got to re-listen to, kind of see, but you know.
I am going with Disturbed. Oh, dang it! I mean,
all of a sudden, he's a mind reader. All of a sudden, what the hell's going on here? I don't like this. All in favor of Disturbed, I'm guessing, Brandon?
Yeah, Disturbed, I guess. I mean, it's one of those ones that you'd probably have to go back and listen to again.
Okay, how about better version of the song American Woman? The Guess Who's from Canada, or Lenny Kravitz?
I like Lenny Kravitz.
no. Guess who?
Yeah, the Guess Who wrote the original version of American Woman, then Lenny Kravitz covered it.
Yeah. Guess who?
Okay, there you go. We finally have a disagreement between Tim and Randy. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's.
Oh.
Hey, Callan, I was told you sound like an owl, or they told me you sounded like an owl.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Hooters.
Ooh. 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 Brandon, we'll go back to you for a different topic. What you got for us? Anything? Something?
I'm trying to think. Let's see. Any movies I've seen recently that? Oh man, it's tough. Here, I got one. Callan, you got paper handy? Because you need to write this down.
I got a Sharpie and a piece of paper right here.
Okay.
What do you got?
So I saw this brain teaser the other day, and I actually turned it into work as one of my team building things. So, all right. So we start with $50. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You go and spend $20. What's your balance left? You write down your balance too on the other side. So you'd have $30 left. Okay.
Yes.
So the next transaction, you spend 15 of the 20, or you spend 15 of the 30. So your balance is, so you got 15 on one side, you got 15 on the other. The next transaction, you spend 9, and your balance is left is 6. And the last transaction, you spend 6, so your balance is 0, right?
Correct.
Okay, now I want you to add up both of those columns and tell me what you get.
69.
30, 15, 9, 6. You get 50.
Yeah, but the other column you should have 51. If you add up 30, 15, 9, and 6.
All right, let me do that again.
Is that 69? Are you sure? I did the math.
Still getting 50.
You're getting 50. Okay, you must have. So you went 30.
I think I'm doing something wrong here.
Yeah, because 30, because it should be 30 and then 15. And then under 15 should be $6.
That's 51.
And then you got 0 on the side that on your bank statements or your balance side.
Oh, there we go. I kept for some reason I was putting that 9 in there for some reason. Now I got 51. Yes.
Yeah. So how does that happen? You start with 50, but you spend $51.
How does that happen?
I don't know. I've Googled it, and there's a long explanation that still doesn't make sense to me. But yeah,
It's
no.
math.
Interesting.
So I'm in
Weird.
school right now, getting my bachelor's, and I have a 3.9 right now.
Good.
Hey, attaboy.
Do you know why I have a 3.9? Because of the effing math. Not even
Yeah.
Google or Chat GPT would help me.
Dyslexia is a hell of a drug, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, cocaine.
On top of not being able to do math. And I would know that very well myself. Math was definitely not my forte, that is for sure.
I can do 2 plus 2, but if you start adding like freaking like
Letters and stuff. Yeah.
if you add letters to it, I can do a little bit of it, but when will I ever use these stinking I don't know equations? You know what I'm talking about? Come on,
Yeah.
homies.
And it's funny because now, well, I mean, I don't think it's really funny, but on my off days, I spend a lot of time working in Excel sheets on my off
Yep.
days for game rosters for when I go to work, or in general, like keeping tabs on like milestones. For example, I
Yep.
have 2 milestone hockey games coming up in February and in March. It'll be 300 in February in the AHL, and come March, it'll be 400 in total over 15 years in the sport, dating back to my time in high school working as an intern in a prospect league up until now. And and I've had to go like, okay, where's the formula for how you calculate the win percentage for the sport of hockey? Like, where's this formula and stuff? And just, and now I do a lot of different work basically. And when it boils down to the formulas and stuff like that and, whatnot. And Randy says he aced math all through school, including in college.
Bro, where were you when I needed you, man?
Yeah.
Why did we not know each other till like 4 years ago, 5 years ago?
Randy.
Eh,
Algebra. I even used like the apps that you were like, you just scan the equation into your phone, and it's supposed to do everything for you. Shh.
Cal, you bring up spreadsheets, and honestly, I mean, I use a lot of spreadsheet stuff at work too,
Yeah.
figuring out data. Man, that is like awesome on how you could just type in, equal this minus this divided by this. It'll give you what you're looking for, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally, it took me a while to figure it out, but I finally maybe I did master the hockey points percentage formula finally, like after 9 years of working in AAA hockey, about finally getting that formula correct, where literally, because I do it like the standings, I go by games played, wins, losses, OT, shootout losses, and then, things like that. So literally I'll go, equals, parentheses, sum, D2 times 2, close parentheses, or D2 times 2 plus, F2 plus G2 times 1, close. And, well, that's the cell where the overtime losses go on the sheets. And Randy further says they wanted to send me to calculus my junior year in high school, and I said no. I wanted to do other things. I mean,
like
I
grow your
literally didn't
hair
have
out?
to take
You live in a
calculus
basement?
mercifully. Yeah.
So speaking of that, like my wife and I were dating, and like I was done with my math like during this when I was trying to get my accounting degree. I know, shocking.
Oh.
And I think she was the most happiest person ever. I give her my math books as a present.
She's like, yes.
I know. Like you about the graphic calculators, like the TI 84s and 83 plus.
Oh yeah.
She has like a TI 93 or something like that. It's
the most advanced calculator in the universe.
Oh, I got it right here, actually. I got it right here.
Oh boy.
It is the Voyage 200.
Okay, how big of a wildebeest are we talking about here for calculators?
But
Hey,
look at that thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I told my wife, like, I had a graphic calculator so I could just play games like Zelda.
Yep.
I had Zelda on it. I had Mario on it. I had Hit Quest. Like, you have to get your blood alcohol percentage to 100%. I had everything.
That is a beast of a calculator.
That's what she said.
And Randy says, damn, that's nice.
That's what she said.
Calculators. Yeah, I remember like my brother when he was in school, like he was going, I mean, he sadly he couldn't really like set his mind to one thing. So he went from like forensics to kinesiology, then it fizzled out though. But I think like every school year he was getting a new TI calculator of some type. You know, like it seemed like every school year there was something new to get. And yeah, me and math and me just we weren't friends. we still aren't, but yeah, it was bad. And again, dyslexia is a hell of a drug. It is a hell of a drug, and I think all three of us on this panel agree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Sarge, how many bottles have you gone through on this program?
One so
One,
far.
two,
One so far.
two,
One.
maybe two.
Wife might not be happy tomorrow.
I think she'll understand though.
Oh yeah.
At least I will hope that she does.
Well, I don't know because I'm working from home like these next 2 days, and like we I have to say she homeschools the kids because we're not going to pay like $1,200 for childcare and stuff. $1,200 for that.
No, I don't blame you.
And so yeah, so she's really excited right now that I'm home because I'm the authoritative figure, pretty much. Like, you do your school. Oh, so she's thrilled.
So you go all military DI on the kids, eh?
Oh, I have gone full drill sergeant on my kids, and they salute me. It's like, you don't salute like that.
If
And
you
I
not do what you're told to do, when you're told to
I
do
know.
it, you will be punished. You
Call my
understand?
kids maggots and everything else. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Pulls off the Sergeant Slaughter, you maggots.
Is that a push-up? That's not a push-up. And I'm grabbing their shirt. I'm just like, that's the push-up.
Oh,
Yeah,
that brings back memories.
There's no way I could do homeschooling. During COVID with my son, it was just it was a battle. So I'm glad that we don't have to deal with that.
Well, she does all that. Like we've been doing it before it was cool. So before COVID, that's what I say. Before it was cool.
Before the dark times.
Yeah, I know. And like, this like sometimes like hanging out with like your kids. Like I told my wife, like I just want to drop kick my kid right now. He's just so snarky.
Yeah, Randy agrees with Sarge. My dad's done that to me too. Drill sergeant on me, also in the military. I mean, one of my favorite stories about my my grandmother or my grandfather on my mom's side of the family. DI, worked with Emory in the Marine Corps, Vietnam vet, all that good stuff. So he retired like early 99, 2000 roughly, and he was a DI here at MCRD San Diego forever. And we go to their house, and my dad makes the mistake. Now, his dad was in the Navy. He went from being a aviation electronic assistant, I think, all the way to Master Chief of the Navy when he was here at then Fighter Town, USA, San Diego at Miramar. Anyway, long story short, so around this time, so like 2001, 2002, the Marine Corps at least changed their policy on basic training and recruit training for all the newbies, that they didn't have to do it in combat boots. They had to wear sneakers. So my dad made the mistake of asking my grandfather what his thoughts were on the changing of protocol and policy. Sarge, I think you probably know where this is going. It was a half an hour, 45-minute profane-laced tirade about how they're soft, they're wussies, you name it. Every other word was goddamn.
Actually, no, it has changed so much from the stories.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I heard one cuss word from my drill, instructors. Not one. Yeah. I was waiting for it to get like just like obliterated, like just with like
Oh, I
every name
bet.
in the book, but nope, not
Never
single one.
happened, huh?
No, they can't. America.
America. Exactly. With that, we've reached our hour mark here on this program. I
I'm
don't think
here
we'll
for
probably
another hour,
ever do this
guys.
program again, but we'll see what happens.
Here for another hour.
Oh, is that?
I'm here for another hour.
Are you?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you sure?
Let's see how good Sarge is in the grid game for baseball.
The what game for baseball?
The Immaculate Grid?
Bring it.
Well, let's give it a shot. Let's see what he can. Let's see what he can muster here. All right, let's see what we got. Let's get there real quick.
Catch up on that mustard.
Now this will be interesting, or not interesting. I think Sarge will be fine. Okay, well here is the grid
Oh,
for
geez.
today.
Whoa. Oh.
So Tim,
What's
how
this?
this game works? I'm sure you probably have heard or seen the show. 9 squares, 9 guesses. So on this grid, you have to name a Angel who also played for the Nationals or Expos, an Angel player who played at least one game at first base in their career, and one Angel pitcher who at least won 10 or more games in a season.
Did the Angel
Same goes with the
pitcher
Padres and with the
active?
Yankees.
Okay. Yeah.
So go for it, man.
All right, let's go. Angels 10 plus season pitching.
Yep,
All right,
you got
and
to name
who's
a
your
player.
guess?
Your mom.
Your mom. I knew that was coming.
I have 2 names. Oh, there's Jarrett Weaver. 10 plus 1 season pitching. And so that Angel player played for the what should we call it? The Nationals?
Yep. Or Expos.
Yeah.
Or
Expos.
Okay, so that's definitely not Jarrett Weaver.
No. Oh.
Think of a very overpaid third baseman who doesn't play in games.
Alex Rodriguez.
Great guess, but that not applicable, sadly.
Ryan Zimmerman?
No, guy after Ryan Zimmerman.
Oh, now you got me thinking.
No, not Strasburg. He's just been with him a long time.
Who's the third baseman?
Oh, Rizzo. No, not Rizzo.
Close.
Rendon. Is it Rendon?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go. Hey, at least you said Rizzo and you were close, and then you pulled up with.
I saw
Anthony
Rizzo
Rendon.
play when he was with the Cubs.
Go Cubs, go!
All right, so San Diego, Angels played first base minimum of 1 game.
Yep.
Ohtani.
I don't think he played first.
I don't think he played first.
Okay.
He might have. Oh, no. He was right field.
Mike Trout.
I don't think Trout's played first base either, sadly.
Tim Salmon.
I don't think Salmon did either. Great guess, though.
Babe Ruth.
Favorite.
Oh.
Come on, just say Pujols. You know you want to.
Oh. But he never played for Washington.
No. So that square's gone now, Sarge. So now it's Angel player who played at first base minimum 1 game. The Nationals one is off the board now for that part of the grid.
Oh. I'll just go Pujols then.
Yeah, it would be Pujols. She could have said Wally Joyner, JT Snow.
Oh, JT Snow.
Uh,
Jeez. Okay, so 10 plus win season.
So now an Angel pitcher who won 10 or more games in a single season.
Jared Weaver.
Jim at it.
Well, there's Jim, and there's another Angels. He came to the Mariners. I forget his name.
Moyer?
No.
I don't think. Yeah, Moyer
Start
didn't
with
play
like a
for the Angels.
G. His last name started with a G, I thought. I don't know. All right, so San
It's
Diego.
right. So now, Sarge, you have Padres, Nationals, or Expos. A Padre who played one game at first base minimum, and a Padre pitcher who had a 10-plus win season.
So the San Diego Nationals could be Soto.
Yeah, good guess.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, that would be correct. He did.
I don't follow Padres at all who played first base. Tony Gwynn.
Gwynn never played first, sadly.
Fred McGriff, the crime dog.
Jeez.
Yep. Wow, 3%. Good guess, Brandon.
Well, yeah, because they probably are thinking more.
Trevor. No, he was a closer.
Yeah, Trevor never won 10.
Did a Padre? I don't know any Padre pitchers.
I'll help you out here. I'll go Jake Peavy.
Oh, yeah.
Never gotten that one.
All right, now, Sarge, it's Yankees Nationals, a Yankee who played first, and a Yankee with 10 or more wins on the season, or on a season in their career.
Well, I'm going to go Juan Soto again.
Cannot use the same player twice.
Oh,
and he had to play for the Yankees yet.
Can I get first base out of the way first?
Go ahead.
Of course.
Tino Martinez.
Ooh.
Former Mariner.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about that, Jared.
I want to talk about Martinez in general because of what happened in Game 1 of the '98 World Series.
And for the 10-win season, I'm going to go Clemens.
Okay.
Man, I just don't know a...
Well, Rizzo.
Who?
Didn't Rizzo play for
Yeah, Rizzo played for both teams.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I think he did.
I'm all
Did he play for Washington? Yes, he did, I think. Yep. No, he did not.
Oh, he did. Oh, who am I thinking of then?
Gotta go, Randy Johnson. He was an Expo.
Randy Johnson.
I forgot about the Expo.
Yeah.
Because Randy Johnson went to the Expo, Mariners, Houston.
Yeah.
God, they already have Ohtani wearing a freaking Dodger hat. Good Lord. Look at that.
Boy, man, he's like almost $1 billion. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, Rendon, Pujols, Ohtani, Soto, Hosmer, Snell, Johnson, Rizzo, Garrett Cole.
Oh.
So all these were the most popular guesses in each grid spot.
See, that's like Blake Snell and Garrett Cole are pretty new, though.
Yeah, and we will, folks, let you know real quick that the grid will be coming back sometime next Sunday, I believe is when we're looking at our next scheduled date for the great grid game of sports knowledge, as we just did a little bonus grid, I guess, or free grid in general. But Sarge got 8 out of 9, so I'll give him that. On top of being a bottle and a half deep into Fireball.
It's empty.
It's empty. So there you go.
That's yeah.
With that, I guess, I think we'll close up shop here so Brandon can get to sleep on time and get ready to host Rankum in a few hours here at around 9 a.m. Central Time. But Sarge, thanks for dropping by, man. Great to see you. Great to hear that the family's doing good. Any final thoughts you want to pass along?
Man, this was fun. We got to do it again.
I think we will. And maybe I'll actually think of like actual topics to actually discuss where we're not just winging it on the fly.
Well, winging it is fine because I was going to talk about the shows I've been watching, the movies I've been watching. But
the movies or the boobies?
Well, each of the movies and TV shows have lots of boobies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll start like listing out like some not parameters, but like different sections to go into when we do this program. If we ever do
Yeah.
it ever again, we'll see what
Oh, we
happens. But
will.
Brandon, what do you got?
No, it's always fun to get on and talk. And yep, in about what time we got here? 1 o'clock. So you're looking at about 8 hours, and I'll be back on with ranking with Tim, and we'll see who's got certain birthdays this month on certain days.
You mean in January?
Yeah, January. Yep.
Okay. Not me.
Okay. Not me. Mine's not until mid-May, so
Mine's
got 4 months
yours.
to go. But definitely, folks, we thank everyone for dropping by. I want to thank Greg and Christy and Randy Cox, who was agreeing with all of our takes on music, which is like a rarity, apparently, judging by Brandon and Sarge's reaction during the course of our program.
But it's just rare for him to agree with us on anything. So he likes Dominic Mysterio. So.
Oh man, yes, and that reminds me that tomorrow night on Tuesday we'll have our WWE and pro wrestling program with Randy, Ace, and Christy. Maybe Brandon will be there as well to recap the Royal Rumble and talk about Monday Night Raw and all the big things happening, and obviously the major cloud hanging over WWE in wake of the away from the ring news involving Vince McMahon and his resignation from the TKO board of directors. I don't think that one is scripted, sadly, my friend, though who really knows. But again, we'll probably hear a bit about that on Tuesday and whatnot. And we will, again, folks, maybe see you again on this program. I think that it's all in favor of maybe being like a safety net program in case we have another scheduling conflict pop up like we did here tonight on this Monday evening, soon to be Tuesday morning on the West Coast, or in Brandon's case, already a Tuesday morning in the Twin Cities. But with that, folks, for Basarge and for Big B, Brandon Herrera, Cal McClurg bidding you and yours a pleasant rest of your evening or a early start to your Tuesday for joining us from somewhere where it's already 4 o'clock, 5 a.m., maybe somewhere. Who really knows? But again, this has been C2C at night. We'll come back and we'll try and be better next time when we come back and join you folks here on Coast to Coast. We know that Square 2 won't try and be better next time, but then again, he's also a bottle deep into Fireball. So we're going to go for 2 next week or next time we're on here.
3.
With that, folks, 3 is now our over-under of how many bottles Tim will get through on C2C at night. With that, though, folks, for Basarge and for Big B, Cal McClurg saying good night or good morning here from the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network, folks. Till next time, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, Felicia.